Ladies and gentlemen, I have a serious problem. Ever since I popped out of my mom's womb, I've always been this romantically challenged man. I did not know the meaning of the word crush until I was 19. I did not realize this girl in my college had actually asked me out in my freshman year until I moved to my final year in college. And 3, I never had the balls to actually ask out the girls I fancied in my college. And 4, wait, you got the drift already, right? No more examples. If there was a Nobel Prize for somebody who was so completely sloppy at romancing women, ladies and gents, you could be staring at a possible Nobel laureate right now. Not just for 2015, for a whole number of years, I must say. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hari, take it easy, man. Why do you want to overreact? This was when you were a little kid or something. Now you're a man, you've got better opportunities. That is exactly what I thought too. I thought that was me back in India when I was in school or when I was in college. I was sloppy with this business. Maybe now in America, I'm older and more mature. I'll have a better shot. That's what I thought too. And I must say I tried a few things, except they never worked out. For example, like with Swayshid, I went to a bar too. Well, I've actually been to a bar many times. And I must say, getting lucky at a bar is once in a blue moon. It doesn't happen every time. So there's one occasion when I really got lucky, when I was talking to this really, really interesting, fascinating girl. There was this possibility of things happening. And I let my old school Indian ethics interfere just when I could have escalated this thing. Thank you for being very ethical, Hari. So that was a mess up. So I figured, okay, bars aren't going to work for me. What about nightclubs? What about trying the dance moves? Now, I must say, I don't have a whole lot of dance background. This was back in 2013. I'm in a nightclub in San Francisco, like with Fish again, except I'm with one wingman. I usually don't take too many dudes because I don't want to reduce my chances by taking a bunch of dudes in a club. So there's me and a wingman in the dance floor right in front of the DJ. There's all sorts of songs going on. I'm not a clever dancer, but hey, I'm enthusiastic. So I'm trying all these little moves here. There's this huge guy standing here with a lot of crazy hair, and he's all drugged up. He's dancing. I'm happy for him because he's actually blocking all the other guys from coming in here. There's these 2 or 3 other girls dancing here. So it's basically me and these 3 girls and this big guy here who's pretty drunk. So at least I have a shot at one of these 3 girls here with not too much competition. So I'm putting up a brave show here, not very skillful, but trying my best. So I actually tap a girl on the shoulder and she actually stops dancing. I tell her, are you running out of steam? Not a bad start, right? That's a cool line. So she actually, first of all, she takes her ear muff off and she acknowledges me. That's big, right? A girl acknowledges me in a club, that's cool. So I'm already happy. And I tell her, look, what about this idea? I try a dance move and you mimic the same move. Let's do that. She says, nah. And she carries on. This goes on for 10 more minutes. And then out of nowhere, she suddenly calls me and say, here, do this move. Wow, I'm flabbergasted. Somebody actually takes my challenge on and somebody actually calls me back. Somebody is respecting me here. Whoa. So we start doing it for the next 5 minutes or so. She's giving me all these cool moves and vice versa, like copying it. I'm feeling pretty cool about this whole exercise, right? And just when things are looking promising here, she wants to dance with me. So she does this last little copy move and she goes in and she gives me her arm like this. This was back in 2013. I had no freaking clue what dance was back then, other than goofing around. So instead of spinning her around, what I do is I offer this weak little handshake and bail the hell out of that place. She gives me this weird stare. What? That's another classic example of how I goof up opportunities. And number 3, the last one, Match.com. One of my friends walked up to me and said, hey, okay, forget all this gaming in bars and clubs, man. Go online. I thought, well, cool. So I set up a profile. I thought, well, I'm a neat writer. I can write a whole bunch of things about myself, put a couple of posters, 4 photos, and I fancy my chances. I thought, well, I wake up the next morning, I'm going to see a whole lot of interest, all these nice girls saying hi to me. Turns out nobody even acknowledges I exist. So I start barraging these messages out, basically about, if you're a girl in the Bay Area, there's a decent chance you found my message in your inbox. And despite all of these messages, I realize nobody seems to respond to me. Why? So I start actually looking at all these girls' profiles. So if I scroll all the way down, what I find most of these girls is this height. Women apparently, whether they're 5'2" or 5'5" or 5'8" or whatever, they always want guys who are 6'2" and above. All the women in the house, why? Why do you want all these tall guys? If you think about it, tall guys are up here, right? The brain's up here. It takes a hell of a lot more time for the heart to pump blood all the way up here. Tall guys are dumb. I'm not making this up. Have you ever wondered why stories which have a lot of substance and meaning are called short stories? And have you ever thought about why stories which are crazy, maniacal, fictitious are called tall tales? I'm not making this up. Tall guys, if you really wanted to date somebody tall, date a giraffe. Or get out of Match.com and go to the NBA or something. Why do you stay here? Now, anyway, after a lot of rumination, I really decided this thing is not for me. This is really flogging a dead horse. Going to a bar, not good enough. I'm too confused. Going to a club, I don't have the moves. Going online, it's not working either. Maybe, you know what? It's time to go back old school. So I quit all of these things. I went online again, not to Match.com this time. This time it was cheapoair.com. And I purchased this thing. This thing is a return ticket to India. I'm going to San Francisco tomorrow and catching a flight to India via Singapore. Why? Arranged marriage. That's my last shot. Oh, what is that, God? Oh, God says even arranged marriage is going to screw me. Thank you, God. Back to the chair.
Thank you, Hari.
Yeah.